I'm back. Had a little accident, spilt a drink on the desk, but hey, we're back and we're ready to go. How about that? I'm back from outer space. So, it's just me so far. I shall continue enjoying this while we wait for the time. What was I going to make? I know what I'm going to make. Number 3, we'll move you up. I need to make that one a little thicker, I think. Number 3, number 3, number 2, number 2, number 3, number 3. Das Vidania, what is up? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I was streaming a little bit ago. A little earlier than usual. Also a day earlier. And, well, I spilled a drink on my desk, and, yeah, that happened. You can actually listen to it at the end of the last stream, where the drink spills. And no biggie. I'm just, I was editing some stuff, making another, I've been working on this, this YouTube lower thirds from last weekend, and I figured I'd stream making some stuff. Trying to keep a cool vibe going with the YouTube lower thirds. Make some pretty wicked stuff. Yep. Are you talking about this chat? I kind of turn it on and off, depending on how many messages are flowing in. Oh, it's back now. All right, so I think I'm gonna make a a bar. Yeah, let's do a bar. Lower third bar. 1920 by 1080. Boom. Draw out a big rectangle. And let's see. Window, motion. Can we use the same lower third pack more than once? If so, how? I mean, sure. You can use it over and over and over again. That's the whole point of having a templatized lower thirds, so you can just reuse it and reuse it. Right? I think so. Ooh, there's something on my screen. Cleaning my screen with my spit. Kind of gross, but whatever. You do what you got to do to get this stuff clean. All right, well, let's make something. So, the same lower third in the same video more than once. All right, so cool. So let me open up a previous project. Find work, roots. I'm opening up a Premiere Pro project really quick. While I'm opening this up, I'll show you another thing that I built. It's called Big Titles. It's a cool like big titles pack of stuff. It's a template, kind of neat. So if you got your overview, there's all these different like titles that come in. So like big letters. You know, I'll let it render while I'm opening up my other thing to let you watch. Think about the placeholder being a background of anything you want. Doesn't matter what it could be, gaming footage, any footage, but then you have these giant titles that pop in that can be used for all your videos. It's kind of neat. I think that's pretty cool. And I think each one of these is just like a different version of the same thing, where it's like one's in the middle, one's on the edge, one's on the side, stuff like that. They all open up different ways. There's a whole bunch of them. There's like something like 16 different placeholders. Let's scroll through. Yeah, this one on the side right here comes out like that. On the side, the center, one that pushes the footage over, which is pretty cool. Pushes it up. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. We're gonna open up a project. Content. I have one master file for all of my tutorials, and it's this one that I'm gonna open up. I think I have a thingy, a clean thingy I can wipe the screen with. Premiere Pro is now loading to open up itself. So boom, boom, the dynamite. There we go. Nice and clean. And ooh, this is a long project. You can see this opening process of this project is serious. It's very large. I keep the same one project file for all my videos for YouTube because it has all of my assets in it at once. When I add something new, take stuff away, it's always there. Of course, a whole bunch of stuff is now missing. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Offline all. We're fine. Oh, there's all the stuff. Close this out. Don't need this. All right. So let's put this over here. Make it large. And this is one of the tutorials. One of my tutorials. Make it half res. Yeah, so this is the last weekend's Philly lower third. Das Vidania, you asked me how to make the Phil DeFranco styled lower thirds, and I do a full tutorial on how to make it, which I'll be posting soon. I'm still making a follow-up tutorial to this tutorial so I can post them together at the same time. So, but inside of this project, somewhere right around here, I talk about the font, you know, like what font I'm using in the thing, and the exact lower third that I created, it blurs out and it shows the lower third right here. Download the font in the description. like the video should be. Just like that. And then later in the project, I use the exact same lower third to create. Download the link in the description. And there's another one that I use the same thing down here. Cool. So what I did for that was just let's open up the other project. This will be the YouTube lower third, or the lower thirds plus. You know, my plus files that go along with the temp or the tut file, and our master comp shows all of our lower thirds, which there'll be a lot more stuff going on here once it's done. YouTube lower thirds right there, the first one. You can just find it in the project file. It'll be over here somewhere. I haven't organized anything yet. I will eventually. This is lower third number, I think it's YouTube lower third tut. Yeah, so right now it's this one. Go right here, and you can go in here and change this stuff. So you can double click the top L3, change it to whatever you want. Text 1, which is this. Normally I'll have all this cleaned up, so this will be gone, this will be gone, this will be gone. So it'd be text 1, it's pretty obvious. Click here, double click, and you can change this to whatever you want. So I change it to download in the description. Jump back out, and I rendered this composition. So I add this composition to render queue, composition add to render queue, render it out as a final file, and I have the actual file inside of Premiere, which is just a hard-coded show in project, hard-coded file right here, and it renders itself out just like that. And I got it forever, so whenever I want to use this in another video, you know, download link in the description, I can just drop it into another video and it stays consistent, just like that. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to put this video up. It'd be a pretty cool video. Philly L3 is what I call it. And then at the very end, so yeah, then it goes out to the outro, as always. Same old, same old. So back to, well, let's go back to the other project. So, big titles. Shall I save? Yeah, I'll save it. It's fine. I didn't really change anything. Big titles. Boom. Shakalaka. Pretty cool. I made this a while back, actually. So, title color. Changes the color of the font. Yep. Description opacity. Main shape color 1. I'm guessing that's this one. Yep. Pretty cool template. There's all these different ones you can use. There's my logo. Main compositions. Titles. Title 16 all the way to title 1. Looks pretty on. Vin's Art, what's up? How you doing? Mr. Blue Shadow, hello. We're just looking through some project files. So I put together this big template right here. It's called Big Titles. So I'm working on another one. The lower thirds plus. They don't need to save. I think I heard something about the Adobe Motion Design stream. Let me look it up on YouTube real quick. I know they get all kinds of different people to do it. Yeah, of course. DOS. Inside of like Premiere, once you have, you know, a lower third right here, or let's go to this one over here, like in the timeline. This little layer right here is blurred out. Here's the lower third layer. I can go into my motion right here inside and just move it around the Premiere. So it's like it's a free floating layer. I can move it wherever I want. It's really nice. Adobe Livestream. Or Adobe. I'm looking it up on YouTube. Adobe. Is it the Creative Cloud channel or the Adobe channel? Or there's like a bunch of channels. I think it's Adobe Creative Cloud. They're like, or maybe I'm totally wrong. Hey, look at there. Motion design live stream day 3. Are you guys talking about this video? What are they making? What are they making? This is an 8-hour live stream. It's a whole day of live streaming. Oh, they're having like a full-on discussion about stuff. Okay, that's kind of cool. So, Das, you asked how do I do that blur inside of Premiere? Really easy, actually. I'll turn this off real quick. Let's go to workspaces, editing. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine the way it is. Okay, so close this panel, window. So if you're in Premiere Pro, you're working Mr. Blue Shadow. I'll tell you exactly what mouse I use to edit. I use a Logitech G502 mouse, the same one I did a giveaway with. I have a video about it somewhere. I did a full-on review about the mouse. I did it a couple months ago, something like that. Looking through my videos right now to find it. I really enjoy it. It's a pretty, affordable mouse. This right here. What did I think of the 5K iMac 27-inch? Is it powerful enough for motion design video editing on Adobe CC? To be really honest with you guys, like my relationship with Apple like production products is not like that great anymore. I don't think they're that awesome. Like we had a whole discussion on LinkedIn through this thread where Apple releases a new phone every quarter or whatever. They release the iPhone 7 and then like halfway down through the year, it'll be the iPhone 7S. And they do that all the time because it's their largest market value. They make the most money with the phone. Now, as far as like computers for editing, they haven't really done much in a long time. Yeah, they released the 5K iMac, but nothing inside the 5K iMac is like doing anything for you. I mean, it might have a 5K screen, but big deal. I mean, I have two 4K monitors that I use editing. The only reason I'm on a Mac right now is because I'm on a Mac Pro that I've had for a while. But the thing is, the last time Apple decided to update the Mac Pro was 2013. It's going on like 4 years ago now. Now they update their phones twice a year, and they haven't updated their professional production workstation in almost 4 years, which kind of shows you their level of effort when it comes to like actual creatives. Now, in the next couple of months, I'll be transitioning over to PC. Now, I'll probably still like record videos and stuff on my Mac because it just looks nicer in my opinion. But as far as actually getting work done and doing a lot of stuff quickly, it'll be on a PC because it's a lot more powerful. So I'll pull up something real quick. Yeah, DOS, plenty. I actually have a gimbal in my room, 2 of them, my studio. I have one of the little DJI gimbals that I picked up at one point in time, and then I have a glide cam for camera stuff. Okay, so I'll send you a video of the exact gimbal that I have. I also did a review on it, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool little toy to have in your bag. Okay, back to the Mac question, Mr. Blue. So here's Apple's Mac Pro. It's like their most high-end computer. Now, if money wasn't a concern, we're going to pretend like it's not a concern right now because I know it is for everyone. We're going to select the high-end, the best computer they make right now, the 6-core. We can, increase that processor to a 12-core processor with 30 megabytes of L3 cache for another $3,000, which is kind of crazy because this 2.7 gigahertz i7 is nowhere near worth $3,000 anymore. No way. The kind of processor you can buy for $3,000 would blow this processor out of the water. Sure, we can get on PC Part Picker and we can pick some computer parts. Now, so this is $1,200 worth of 64 gigabytes of 1800 megahertz DDR3 ECC RAM. Now, last August, they released DDR4 RAM, which is like leaps and bounds above this stuff. So, and this is another $1,200. What? 1 terabyte PCI flash storage for $800. Well, I just bought another 1 terabyte SSD for the Blackmagic camera, and it was like $300. Okay. Graphics, dual AMD FirePro D700 GPUs with a total of 12 gigs of VR RAM. Not terrible for another $600, but at the same time, AMD is not compatible with After Effects, so it doesn't have CUDA. And DOS, yes, I have heard of Alienware. But for me, you're really paying a company to build your computer for you, which is fine. There's another company that I can show you guys that are pretty awesome. Now I want to jump over to the Mac again. Go to the iMac and let's go to buy. Where's the 5K iMac? Here it is, 5K display. Let's go ahead and see what the best options they have are. So select the most expensive one, see what happens. 4.0 gigahertz quad core Intel i7 for another $250. Memory, 32 gigs of RAM. DDR3, still out of date. Flash storage, 1 terabyte. AMD Radeon, 4 gigs, $250. I mean, this is, the computer you could build for $4,000 for editing would blow this thing out of the water. Literally just blow it away. Now, I know at the end of the day, people really like OS X, the operating system, which is fine if you like, using Finder and Safari and stuff. But for me, I'm using After Effects and Premiere every day. It's the exact same software you can use on either Windows or Mac, and there's it's way more compatible on Windows. A lot more or less issues, in my opinion. Because originally Adobe was created for Windows, and they never rebuilt the software for OS X. They just adapted it. Now, something like Final Cut Pro, which runs like a dream on a Mac, it's because it's made for a Mac. It's made to run really well. It's made by Apple, so it's going to work. And Premiere has all kinds of hitches and stuff that make it not work very well. Oh, and the current specs for the PS4 Pro is kind of crappy. I have a PS4. I like my PS4, but don't tell me I can do 4K gaming. I can't watch a 4K Blu-ray. That's just kind of really makes me. If I get another console, I'm getting an Xbox because I can watch 4K Blu-rays. End of story. And you got to tell me anything. So for me, take a Mac is no more good option for us, motion designer. Not at the moment, no. Right now, unless Apple decides to do something different with their workstations. Like, I expect to hear some news about the Mac Pro. I expected to hear it at their last live event, but I didn't hear anything. Nothing happened. So, be it to me for doing that. Now, I mean, see, I'm the kind of person, like, I like PC Master Race, I like Xbox, I like PS4. It really depends on the game, because I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan, and I literally bought a Wii U just to play Wind Waker HD at one point in time in my life. I didn't really buy any of the games for it, but I liked that one game. Now, I probably won't get an iPhone 7. I'm happy with my 6S. I've had it for a while. I do like iPhones. I've never had a problem with iPhones. And I know a lot of people like Android because they can do so many cool things with their phone. All these, they can... It's basically a open source computer they can play with. But for me, text message, Instagram, Twitter, I'm pretty happy camper. That's all I really need. I call people and I text people on my phone. That's it. What are we doing here? We were making stuff. Then we start talking tech, which is totally fine. What did I think about Pokemon Go? Let's see. Give me a second. If you guys give me a second, I'll pull up my phone on the computer so you can actually see what kind of guys. Because I live in New York, so there's literally nothing but Pokestops, and everybody was playing it constantly. It was crazy. So many people. Back to the blur. So in Premiere, you want to blur something out. So the way I did it in here was, if you look here, I had this layer under my lower thirds that popped out, and I needed what's under it to blur. Now, I can't blur this entire channel, because what you do is go to your effects. Now, if your effects panel is not showing in Premiere, go to Window, Effects, and type blur. Now, I always scroll down to Gaussian blur, or you can type, if you know what you're looking for, GAU, Gaussian blur, and drop it onto here. And now go to Window and Effect Controls. Pops open right here, or you can undock it, you can move it around. Doesn't matter. Now the blurriness is right here, and you can blur it up. Blurriness down to, let's get it up to pretty high, 184. Problem is, my entire video channel is now blurred right here. So what I did was I hit the C on my keyboard to get my cut tool, or you could just click the cut tool wherever I docked it. I don't even remember where I put it, so I'm going to use C. A lot easier. C on my keyboard, cut tool. I cut the layer right here, and on this part of the layer, I got rid of the blur. So it's gone. Scroll down and boom, it's blurred under this. And then I right click between these two layers, add default transition or apply default transition, which is just a crossfade where it fades between the blur, goes out, and add another crossfade right here. Boom, apply default transition, just like that. Okay, so let me do a little rigging here. And should be able to get out of here. Boom, 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 boom. So, and there you go. This is my Pokemon Go. Not much going on in the community right now. There's a park outside my apartment, which is kind of nice. Let's see. I was a yeah, Vinzart, send something over. I'd love to look at something right now. We gotta work on effects anyways, but instead we're just looking at Pokemon Go, which is totally fine. Yeah, I know, because there was a Vaporeon. So let's see. I was a level 24. I don't play as much anymore, but you know, I got pretty high while I was playing. What was that? Not terrible. Team Valor all the way. Bring it on. And then my Pokemon was pretty good. Pretty stacked team. They weren't too bad. Let's see. And then Pokédex. If I saw it, I caught it. If I saw it, I caught it. Now I have just Pokemon Go sitting here in the corner. We'll just put it right here in case something pops up. Oh, I really doubt anything will. So, let's go to my email. Open up a request. Can we explain how to do... Just one Wix commercial that pops up all the time. So at 36 is what we're looking for. Just that? The transition? Is that what we're asking? Got a lot of stuff going on in this video. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty straightforward. So we got a shape that goes up like that. Oh, the transition. So the circle transition or the like the like the shapes that go up. Like this thing or this thing. Yeah. Teach you about light leaks? like how to make them or how to use them, because I can't teach you how to make them right now because you need to like physically make them with a camera. You know, I mean, you can make digital like leads. Black and white. First part. Yeah, sure, we can make this. Goes up. Seems simple enough. I like it. Let's jump back over to After Effects and let's make a transition. I think it's time to learn some stuff, guys. We cool with that? I think we're cool with that. Then, no problem. So, with anything, as always, you got to make a new composition. So right-click New Composition in your project panel. It was only about 5 seconds long transition, so we'll leave the duration at 10 seconds to give us some room to play. 60 frames per second because it's animation. I always do it at 60 frames per second, so when I render it out and I have that transition file, I can use it for whatever I want. 1920 by 1080. It's an animation, so it can scale later on, and good to go. Click OK. Now, let's actually look back at that video. I have to watch it a couple times just to really analyze, figure out what's going on. Goes up. Boom. One is just the shapes in the background, which is fine. It's like circles and squares. So we'll go ahead and make that. So we'll do a square. Let's get our motion window open. It's already open somewhere. Where? It's hidden from me on After Effects. Darn you, motion. There you are. Have I heard of the free animation software that was released recently, MrHorse.tv? That's literally the website. First thing on the homepage is an After Effects plugin for motion graphics. Well, if you're asking me about it, I might as well show it to you. You talking about this software called Animation Composer? Yeah, I know about it. When it comes to animation, I normally figure this stuff out pretty quick. It's not exactly, I mean, it is free, but not really. Like, the actual, like, animation is not free. The actual plugin itself, like this thing, is free. So, like, all these little, like, animations that go in. Now, don't get me wrong, like, this tool is extremely powerful. It saves us a lot of time. But, like, when it comes to actually making stuff, it's my heart and soul to, like, learn how to make it the original way and then start using this kind of stuff to speed up your workflow. Because if you don't know how to edit the graph manually, there's no reason to even play. Like the motion plugin, it completely edits your graph for you, which is great. Now, if you never learn how to edit the graph and you don't have this on a computer, like, you need to know how to do it the normal way. Now, something like Animation Composer just saves you a lot of time because it's like super simple animations. So, like, you know, 2D transitions, go to position, ease in. Now, you can easily make this with keyframes, like off the page, onto the page. But this lets you drag it onto a layer and just like kind of plop it on there, which is pretty nice. But if no one else knows, MrHorse.tv. Phone's going off. Yeah, he's pretty great. They sell their plugin on Video Hive. Mr. Horse. And sure, DOS, send something over. I'd love to take a look at the lower thirds. Let me know. Ooh, comments. Okay, back to this. So we got to make the squares and the circles. Let me focus for a while. We're going to make this as promised. Okay, so squares and circles. So we got a square. It was like, I don't know, gray. Oh, picked the wrong shape. It was like gray. Window. Motion. I always use motion 1. I don't use motion 2 too much. I don't use any of this stuff in here. It's fine. And go into the shape. Let's add another rectangle inside of this shape. Let's move it. Position. Why you gotta be like all the way over here, man? Come on. Killing me, Smalls. Add a fill to the rectangle. That should work. What am I doing here? Add a rectangle. There you go. Is this on the outside? I should be able to change the color of that. It's all one thing. Guess not. So sometimes I try to figure out new ways to do stuff. It's fine. Duplicate it. Make it smaller. Change this fill to black. Or a darker color. Just like that. Now we need to make a circle. Plop this down to a circle. Make sure it's relatively the same size. Looks about right. Right here. Command D. Nope. Let's background. Window. Motion. Close this off. Put it in the center. Command D. Make it smaller. Change the fill. I'm going to change the color of the fill. Grab the pick whip. Change it to that. Now we're going to make our background. And I guess you can kind of guess what we're doing here. So what we'll do is just, you know, parent this to that. Parent this to that. Precompose. Call this the circles. And then precompose. Call this the squares. Make a new folder. Call this Vins. This is for you, Vins, squares, circles. And this composition is called comp3. Yep. Call it Vins. Transition. Drop it into Vins. Cool. Let's jump into squares. Do this right here. Composition, cropped region of interest. Go back over here. Go to circles. Jump into here. Crop the region of interest to make these compositions a lot smaller. Squares. And now we're just going to make a pattern with this stuff. No problem at all. It looks like my squares has a outline somewhere. It's got a red edge. Do you see that red edge? Anybody else seen this? Shouldn't have a stroke. What's going on? It's the fill, maybe? Yeah, it's the fill. Cool, fixed it. Do that. Command D, move it down, move it over. Move it over this way, it's fine. Command D, move this over. Command D, move this down. Looking pretty good. Move all of this down. Command D, move this up. Now we got a background. It's pretty sweet, right? How cool is that? Then what we'll do is new null object. Just throw it right in the center. I'm always hiding this thing from myself. Like, where does it go? Just need to dock it and be done with it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Make that right there. Grab all null. Null. Center it. Highlight everything. And parent it to the null. So if I hit P on our keyboard, we move the null, it moves all of this stuff. Cool. Then we'll highlight everything. We'll turn the little nose off, hide it all. So our null is just now our background. So we can just move this null around. It's like the entire background, which is really cool, right? Quick question. When you render after using a pack, will the specs stay the same of will it match with the video? Like the codec and the frame rate and stuff like that? Because it doesn't really matter, because your final render inside of Premiere is going to change everything to your final output. So, okay, back to our video. It goes up, over. All right. Let's hide this for now, or just, make some new stuff. I guess I can't hide it all. Does this hide everything? No, it doesn't. It does not. Or we could just make them a little darker like that, so I can see what's going on. Cool. Now, let's go back to this video. I gotta watch it a couple times, Not the one I was looking for. There it is. Scrolls up. Goes up like that. Okay. We need an arrow that animates. So let's make an arrow. Get a pen tool. Let's do this. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do this. Do that. Do this. Let's clean this up a little bit. Not terrible. Not ugly. It's not perfect. It is an arrow. Because that one looked kind of unique. I mean, its own thing. Or we could just build one, get rid of this. Make a real one. Grab your star tool, drag this out, hit down on your keyboard a couple times, go out like this, hit R on your keyboard, rotate. Ooh. It's rotating around an anchor point. Center it, hit R on your keyboard, rotate, right there. Go into the shape. Contents, polystar, add a rectangle into the polystar, or outside of it. I mean, I guess it's fine. Yes. Move it over. Position. Not that way. This way. Unkey it. Look at there. We just made a almost perfect arrow inside of After Effects. Congratulations. Pat on the back. Arrow inside of After Effects. Boop, 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 boop. They just move out, right? It goes up. Okay, so that's cool. What's going to happen is we're going to change this to white. we're going to duplicate it. Go to new. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take a rectangle tool. We'll draw a little line like this. Make it, I don't know, red. Go to contents. Add. I think it is a repeater. Yeah, I think it's a repeater. Yep. Copies. Whole bunch of copies. Offset. Make it really... it's fine. No offset. We need to transform the repeater. We need to change the position to really close. We can rotate it. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. Don't rotate it. It'll ruin your day. You can just actually rotate this shape layer 3. Nope. Move shape layer 3 on top. Not that one. That's why I need to lock all these layers below it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to lock all these for now. So we can't touch them and affect our stuff. Is everybody still following along? I'm going fairly slow, I think. So we should be doing pretty well. Shape layer 3. Put it on top of... No, grab it. Come on, man. Oh, it's over here. Duh. Move it on top of our arrow. Put shape layer 3. Change it to yellow, because it's like my track matte layer. Put it above shape layer 1. We will parent shape layer 3 to shape layer 1. And then we will alpha track matte shape layer 3. The red disappears, but if we move this arrow over, it now has stripey stripes. Starting to make sense? Sweet. All right, so yep. So P on our keyboard. We're gonna P for position this arrow. Move it over. Do like this. It's kind of cool. Right click new, null object. We'll put it on top of our arrows right here. We'll change the null to, I don't know, just a different color, because why not? We will take shape layer 1, shape layer 2. We will parent it to the null. And then P on our keyboard, keyframe the position, go down, and move the null over. Like that. So it's going to actually like move itself over. So it's going to like whoop, it's going to reveal the lines under it, but at the same time it's going to move the arrow over. And we now have our little arrows. So we can actually U on our keyboard, show these keyframes, use our motion tag to give it a little, dynamic movement, and we will just like that, right there. Now what we'll do is we'll highlight all this, right click, pre-compose. Let's call this arrow. Arrow works for me. Oh, my mic is slowly dropping itself. The bolts aren't as tight anymore. Then we go into arrow. We use this little button right here. We wrap a box around it. Make sure track mat's turned off. Layer 3 needs to be on top. Up track mat. What? Oh. Why aren't you in there? Weird. Back up. Back up a second. I didn't do it all, of course. Right click, pre-compose, arrow. I only got 3 layers. It's weird. Freak me out, man. Double click the arrow. And as it stretches out, it looks like that. Grab our thing right here. It looks pretty good. That should be the area of work comp. Like that. Sweet. Crop to region of interest. And boom. Move this over. Command D, duplicate it. Then we'll go to, I don't know, flip horizontal, yeah. Flip horizontal, no matches. All right, fine, hit S on your keyboard to scale it. Just keep scaling to -100, which will flip it around to be the one on the other side. Move this over to right here, right there. All right. Now in the original, if we look back, it's like letters and a stroke. Sweet. All right, so it's like big letters. I'm just going to use some random font. I'm not exactly sure what font they're using, but they had a number. So I'm going to use this font called Chunk 5. It's a free font. You can download it on the internet. Chunk 5. And they had the letter number 10. Let's change it to white. Let's scale the font up a good bit. Right there. Probably actually scale these arrows down a little bit, honestly. You know, like 80%. Just to make them a little smaller. Not 100, but 80. Sweet. Go into here, find shape layer 3, copy it, paste it into here, put it under 10, duplicate 10. Now it's 11 on here. That's kind of cool, I guess. Change the font color to red. Put it under 10. Move it down some, about right there. Take shape layer 3. Put it on top of here, which we should be able to find it somewhere. There it is. Now let's change this one to green now, so we can actually see it. Shape layer 3. Move this bad boy over to right here. And alpha matte, shape layer 3. And now change 11 back to white. And then parent both of these to 10. So if we move 10 around, it follows it, just like that. Now in the original, they also have like a stroke around the entire thing, which I think there's a couple different ways to make this. But that one like flips over. I don't know if that's like what it's supposed to be doing or anything. Not sure. Not sure at all. Trying to think of a cool way to do this. Is it itself? All right, this is a layer cutting through itself, which is fine. It's kind of bubbly. Neat. Neato. Duplicate it to 12. Alright, so flip these around. Now it's just a stroke. Increase the size of the stroke. And I should be able to change the size of the font as well. Turn the track mat off. No track mat. But it's all crazy looking. Because of the 0, it's kind of weird. I'm trying to figure out a cool way to build this. Or break it down in my head Because it looks like, I mean, this could be a number of things. A preset, something like that. I think my arrows look cooler than theirs, which is kind of nice. Their circle is filled in, just realized that. Mine's not. But I think I know what I'm going to do to make that. Because they look like this is getting typed out. So this is like a preset for the font or the layer build. So if they type something out, it actually looks that way always, which is kind of neat. But it's actually some custom work to do there. But what I'll do to make it my own version is this. Take the pen tool. Boom. Like that. Move this over some. Grab that pen tool. Do 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 do. Can't even see. Let's turn the stroke on. Turn the fill off so I can actually see what I'm doing. It's looking pretty good so far. Not terrible. Could be a lot better. Let's actually add it. Let's finish this off. Bring you back. Do do do. Do 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 do. You know what? Delete that, delete that. I'm just working now. You can kind of tell. Move it out a little bit. Right there looks good. Looks kind of crazy. So, let's see. Bring this in to right there. This needs to be up right here. That's what's really bothering me. Sweet. If I spent some more time on it, it wouldn't be terrible looking, but you know, whatever. But I think I just thought of something cool real fast. Watch this. If I jump into the arrow, I jump into this, go into here, contents, repeater, offset. Or if I move the position. Nope. Beautiful. So we just click P on our keyboard. P. Move this down the timeline. And just move it up just a hair. Like that. Look at it moving. What a great little detail. Now that's cool. Don't care what anybody says, that's cool. Same for this. Just give the repeater a bunch of copies to use. Offset it a bit. Go back in the timeline. P. position. Boom. Stops moving, I don't know, right here. Move this over right there. Oh, look at there. Then what we'll do, I'm going a little above and beyond for this transition, I'll be honest. Right click, pre-compose, call this 10 for the number. Double click into this. As always, grab this, circle around it. Composition, crop to region of interest, Ven's transition, it's in the center. Grab our arrows, move them over a little bit. Grab this, move it over a little bit. This is in the center. And what we can do is go to that animation composer everybody was talking about. Animation composer. Transitions, 2D layer transformations. I'm thinking scale. Scale from anchor point proportionally. Bounce scale. Or just overshoot scale, I think is a good one. Like that. And what you do is you just click a layer. Drag it onto the end. Copy. And in transitions, highlight both of these and paste. So they scale in like that. Sweet. Now to grab your null back here, hit P on your keyboard at the beginning. P for position. Go down on our timeline and just move it slightly. Not scale it, just move it. So it's like, you know, moving. We can watch this and play it. Cool. Now what we need to do to finish this off is right-click New. Composition. 1920 by 1080. Call it Final Transition. Click OK. Let's drop it into Ven's folder. We'll call this Ven's transition, drop it into here, and it's this transition. So what's going to happen is, what does it look like again? I forgot already. All right. It goes all right. Better idea. Unclick this. Highlight all this stuff. I gotta undock it all. All right, that's fine. Gotta unlock all these layers. Unlock, you fools. Kill them down like this. Oop, except for this one. Forgot you. Command C. Jump back to Final Transition. Command V. Paste them down here. Put them under this. Grab our null. Move it up. So many circles and squares, circles and squares, circles and squares. And we can hide them again. Go back to Ven's transition. Delete them out of here. So they're in the final transition. They're showing under the final, which is fine. That's what we want. This is going to move. So new, solid. Let's make it, I don't know, red. Red's fine. And this is going to P for position. move down like that. It's going to go up to 960 by what's the right one? 540. That's it. It's gonna sit for a second, then go up to 3 seconds. It's like a 3-second transition, and then get off this thing. So boom, right there. We're going to parent Vin's transition to red solid 1. U on our keyboard to change this null down to here. Jump into here and make sure, right here, make sure all these fun keyframes, like 10 U, is all the way down to here, because we want it to move the entire time. Jump into this, move this down to here. That's been done. Because this composition is just copied and pasted, that affected both of them. Then boom, right there. Sweet. Motion right here. So it's like, it's going to be wow, the render. Like that. And one more step. We need to undo all this stuff. Pre-compose. Call it background. Alpha track matte, red solid 1. As you can see, it does that. Let's do a new, let's put a picture in here or something. Find a background. I'll just put in any old background I have on my computer somewhere. I don't need to Google anything. Photos, super wide. This will work. Under everything. One more thing, jump into background. New, solid. Make sure it's black. And put it at the bottom of all these layers. So we do have an actual solid piece of footage to put in the back of this thing. So boom, right there. Kill that down, get a different image. Right here, it starts right there. So if you play these out, it's going to be the transition for the footage. But what I really want is right here, all this stuff to start happening. So let's jump into Vin's transition and just move these down the timeline. So boom. So in the final transition, they're actually appearing right there. So we can watch it. What's even cooler is if we go to Effects and Presets, go to CC Force Motion Blur, and drop it onto Vin's transition. The render is going to take a lot longer, and I'll save this. Oh, DOS, almost. I read it too late. You know, part of my life is dedicated to pugs, so, you know, give me a break. But Vin, does this explain how to make that transition? I know it's a little more involved, and there might be, I mean, there more than likely is a much easier way to make this. But for me, just looking at it and assuming, you know, I might change a couple of things. Like this edge right here is too thick. Like it looks like the edge of it. I'd rather move the transition over enough where it looks like it's kind of in the center already, or move these shapes closer together. Something like that. Let's see. It's rendering out. It's moving pretty well. But yeah, it's a pretty cool transition. Not bad at all. Almost done rendering. But I try to add a little more. Yeah, I think like making the little striped lines move behind the arrows just gives it a little bit more detail, which is pretty cool. I think the shapes aren't moving long enough now that I think about it, how long the transition is. They stop moving. Now they're good. So, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of movement. There's some stuff going on. The arrows are moving. Not bad, not bad. Now, what would be really cool is if I could figure out a way that you could just retype 10 and it automatically make the new shape. So I think we could figure out a way to do that, to make like a template typer. So if you retype the number, because right now if you jump in, go into 10, if you actually type something new for 10, all the other stuff stays the same. Now that can be annoying if you're trying to change the number. Exactly. So what I would do is right click, pre-compose 10, call this number, duplicate it, Command D, drag it down to this, get rid of 11, don't need it, number, alpha track matte shape layer 3, move this one over a little bit, like that, kind of the same thing, right? But now, if we double click into 10, change the number to 8, go back to 10, it's now that, which is really cool. We can retype it. Now the only thing left to do is figure out a way to make this outline exactly what we want every time. Now that is the tricky one. So let's see. Let me see. Because the outline is unique. It's going around both of these shapes. What could I do to make this something neat? All right, so let's see. Let's pre-compose all this. Call this numbers. Let's hide this. Right-click, layer styles, stroke. Stroking everything, which is, let's not do that. Double click, duplicate number 2, put it right here, fill, drop the fill onto this, change it to black. Okay, that should fix that problem. If we layer style, stroke. Okay, now it's no more stroked on the inside of the thing. Outside, yes. Size. I think I figured it out in my head just now. I think I figured it out. Watch this. Let's see if this works. Okay, what we're going to do is duplicate numbers. Let's fill it so we can actually see what's going on. Scale it up a little bit, just a hair, just a hair. Maybe not just a hair. Scale it up and move it over. No, not exactly what I'm wanting. Back. All right. Layer style. Stroke. Okay, okay. Make it kind of small. About right there. We can actually get rid of the fill now. The fill's not even needed. Duplicate it one more time. Put it below. Layer style. Stroke. Little bigger. All right. Track matte, alpha, inverted matte numbers. I think. Turn the background off. What, can we even see anything? Right click, new, solid. Change this to green. Very bottom. Just gives me something I can see. Yeah, Vince. Send me a message of your channel. Because I know DOS, you sent me an email just a second ago, which I got your project file. I'm downloading it right now. I haven't forgotten about you. Promise. I promise I've not forgotten about you. Right here. All right. So this is. Turn this on. It's that. The stroke should be a lot bigger. No track matte. All right. And this one, turn this on. Change the stroke color so we can see what's going on. Change it to blue. If we pre-compose this one more time, why does it disappear? I'm just thinking through this. Just thinking through on how to make that show. Oh, not that. What am I doing? Normal. Okay, so if I undo this. Okay. Turn this off. Right click, mask, new mask. Where's my mask? We're jumping into here. Nope, nope, nope. Mask isn't gonna help me do anything. No, 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 not what I want. Not what I wanted. I was thinking that was gonna work fine. All right, Vin. Open up the YouTube channel now. And after we watch this video, DOS will be opening up your project file. I'm going to take a break on this one. We're going to figure this out in a second. Hey, Vin, did you make this video? This, It's looking pretty good. I like it. Let's see what this is. I think this is pretty cool. Sounds nice. Looks good. It's flashy. I'll give you a little subscribe there. How about that? I think this is good stuff, man. Just got to keep making content. Keep posting stuff. It'll catch on. It's really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So let's open up this file real quick. This is DOS's Instagram lower thirds, it looks like. Rockwell font, that's okay. Missing this, which is we can actually replace this file right now. Or just refine the footage. Replace footage with a file. Instagram. Alright, graph editor is turned on. Definitely a good start. A little bit of motion here. These kind of keyframes you're working with. So it goes in like that. Scales up. The text right here is being revealed with a mask, it looks like. And back it goes. I think it's looking pretty good. Now what I would do is I would highlight all these keyframes and I would use my motion tag, which is somewhere around here. Do this. Give it a little motion. Pretty straightforward. Looking pretty good. Oh, that looks weird. That's not normal. Sweet. I think it's a really good job so far. It's a great start. Hey, where's all my other stuff? There it is. Change a couple of things, but you know, like this moves in like here. So this is the shape 2. Goes in. I'd get rid of this keyframe right here. So it actually just scales in like that. And right now, it looks like your mask is not quite back far enough. That's why it's being shown right here. I grab this, move it back right there, so it actually reveals the text. And it needs to go back right there. So copy and paste it right there. And the Instagram logo scales all the way to 0.3. It needs to be 0. And if you highlight all of these, which is really cool, go into your value graph, which is what we're on already. Grab this, move it above, grab this, move it above. It'll actually scale in to be a little larger. What you could do is actually speed all this stuff up a little bit. Move this back in time. Right here. And even take the mask feather the edge a little bit. Just a tiny bit. So when it reveals it, it gives it a little bit of a feather. This could be a little longer. Move this back to right there so it gets revealed with this. Like that. Looking really awesome, but I probably changed the mask a little bit because I have a different font, but your font probably showed up. Probably worked fine. Back to this. So, we're working on making this thing only show through that, which is totally fine. Okay, so turn this back on. Precompose, numbers comp 1. Right click, precompose, number comp 2. Track matte. All right. Alpha inverted matte. Why does everything disappear? Everything disappears. That is weird looking. What's going on? Wait, where's the stroke? That's what's happening. I get it now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Jump in here. Layer style. Stroke. Make the stroke a little larger. Make it blue just so we can see. Turn it on. Go in here. Layer style. Stroke. Make the stroke pretty large. About right there. Get a 10. And then, oh, it worked. Ugh. Yes. Vin, are you still here? Because I just figured it out. Yes, I did. Make this stroke a little smaller. Actually, a little bigger. And all we got to do is go to fill on this. Change it to white. Get rid of the green solid. But the most amazing thing just happened. We templatized the 10. Vin's transition. Number 10, if we go to our final comp, which should be number right here, we can type, we can type 15. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's been templatized to be a number, which I think I made it a little confusing. But I think I could turn this into an actual formal tutorial for you and teach everyone how to make this 15. This is how I do it. I figure stuff out. So we can actually make this stroke a little larger, I think. Give a little more space. Like that. We can go into here, number, the original, change it to 8. Look at there. 8. Looking awesome. Yeah, I know. But you know what? I can do it really fast. I know exactly how to do it now, so. New composition. Let's call this number template. Okay, so first you need a number, right? You need to make a number. So tell me a number. Type a number. Pick a number between 1 through 20. 1 through 20. Somebody do it. As soon as I see it in the chat, I'll actually do it. There's a delay, so I can't help that. 25. I said 1 through 20, but whatever. Oh, that looks crazy. Okay, so we need to take this back to normal. Right now it's the stroke. It's filled, right? Sweet. This is your final number. This is what you're going to want to have to change to be the final thing. That mic sucks. So this is the number. All right, so what you're going to do is actually right-click, pre-compose that thing. So change number here. That is our final comp that will change the number. So pre-compose, change number here. Okay, so we're going to double-click, jump into this composition, and do what I do best. Grab this little thing right here called region of interest, and drag a box around it. Now, make it big enough to where you can change the number to like 1000 or something like that. So composition crop to region of interest. So if we want to retype this number to 1000 later on, we have enough room to do that in this composition without having to rescale and stuff. But it doesn't matter too much. Okay, now go back to number template. Now, what we're going to do is change number here. We're going to duplicate this composition by Command D. Now, these are the same thing. So if I move this over, there's two of them on the screen now by duplicating them. Hey, basic tutorials, what's up? If I jump into change number here and change the number to 50, both those compositions will change because they're the exact same number. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now put this back under it. Let's actually give it a fill real quick so we can actually see the color. Fill. It's red, so this one, let's turn this one off. Turn the top layer off. And boom. All we need to do now. Okay, basic tutorial. So we've been live streaming for an hour and 30 minutes so far. And before, Vin's Art had asked me how to make a transition. So we had this video right here, or this picture, and there's this really, really cool transition that he showed me online. That it goes up like this. It kind of flies up right here, and then it transitions up like that. And just to show you the original video that Vin had sent me, open it up my email. So this was the original video. Is it 36 seconds? So boom. See that transition? Really quick. We made our own little version that it transitions up. Let's go to half resolution so we can do it quicker. It transitions up, and I'll close out Premiere Pro just to save some RAM. It actually transitions up like that and goes up like you see in the thing. Cool. So we're going back to a new thing, completely remaking the stuff. So this is our number template. We've hidden the top layer, which is a composition that we created with a number inside. Really simple. And then there's a number template. And then we duplicated that composition onto here, which is one off, turn the fill on, change it to like this weird blue, because what's going on? we're taking this blue. Oh. Did the stream drop out for a second? Looks, it says the stream health says it's fine. So, at least we're back now, right? We good now? Can we get a thumbs up? We good? Yeah. So, we've made two compositions. The exact same thing, actually, it's just duplicated. So 25 in here. You can double click into this composition and change it, and it will reflect in both these compositions because they're the exact same thing. It's just the duplicated comp inside of the layer panel. Now we need to make these stripes. So what we're going to do is actually grab the rectangle tool and drag out a little rectangle, not a mask. Grab the rectangle tool without selecting any layers and drag out a little rectangle. Then we will actually grab this layer, move it over, go to our motion window down here somewhere. It like disappears on me like it's a job just to disappear. It's crazy. It's gone again. Where's it at? There it is. Motion, and center the anchor point and move it over. We will rotate it a little bit. Then go into contents, add repeater. It just repeats the own layer, not a big deal. Copies, make a bunch of copies. Offset, a bunch. Transform the repeater right here. Position, let's make it not like that. Not the scale, but the position. Make them really close together. And I think we can actually scale the shape a little bit. The rectangle path size. There's that. Let's actually turn the repeater off for now. And let's scale this shape a little bit. Make it a little skinnier, like that. Sweet. Go back into here. Go back into contents. Do the same thing we did before. Repeater. Make a bunch of copies. Transform that repeater. Get them fairly close together. And yeah, we're good to go. Put it above change number here. And go to Alpha Matte Shape Layer 1. Cast Corpse. Is that Coops? Or I'll just say cast. How about that? Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Now, jumping back into this, we just made the stripes. So Alpha Track Matte changes the stripes. We can move it around. Creates that stripy effect we see in all the videos. Right. Now what we're going to do is actually parent Shape Layer 1 to change number here. So if we move the 25, the shape, these stripes, will follow it. So turn the top layer back on, take change number here, and move it down below, kind of like a little shadow, like that. Now what we can do now is take the effect of change number here, change the fill back to white. So now we have our white stripes again. Looks really awesome. Now, we need to make the outline that we saw before, which is kind of neat, kind of cool. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of these layers. We're going to right click and pre-compose the layer. Call it main number comp. Doesn't matter. Boom, looks really awesome. Let's double click into main number comp again. Grab our region of interest tool. Go around it. Composition, crop to region of interest. Jump back to number template. Now we have this composition that is just this size. What we're going to do is duplicate this composition, put it below, and duplicate it one more time, right? Just like that. Now what we need to do is actually make that outside stroke that we saw in the original. So what we're going to do is go to layer style and stroke. But there's a problem. When we stroke the composition, it's stroking between the empty gaps inside of 25, all that stuff. So we can fix that really easily. Jump into main number comp, and because these are all duplicated, you can jump into any of them. They're all the same thing. Change number here, which is just the 25 below. We'll duplicate it, drag it to the bottom, and take the track matte, hit no track matte, take the effects, the fill, and change it to black, which it'll just blend in with the background. See? It's just blending in with the background. It's just a black 25. Then we have the stroked, or the striped 25, and then the 25 on top. Now, yet again, we've just been copying, pasting all of these. So what we can do is actually go into change number here. We can change this to 15, and everything will be changed at once, just like that. So back to our main composition number template. We have a stroke on here that is exactly what we need now, right here. It's not being stroked here. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to delete this layer style, and we're going to make that outside stroke that's floating on the outside. Now, we're going to right-click main number comp and make a new pre-composition called main number comp, or call this stroke comp 1. Now we're going to right-click main number comp, the very bottom one, pre-compose stroke comp 2. Sweet. This is where the fun begins. We'll jump into stroke comp 1, right-click, layer style, stroke. We're making a stroke, pretty decent size. Let's make it blue. We can see it. Go back to number template, jump into stroke comp 2, and do the same thing. Make another stroke, because these are separate compositions because we pre-composed them separately. Stroke. Let's make this a really fat red stroke. Go back to number template. Now you have these two strokes. Let's turn off the top one right here. You have this one, and you have this one. They're just two compositions with different size strokes on the inside. Now, if we alpha track matte stroke comp 2 with stroke comp 1, it'll only show what's it's being matted on. So if we invert that matte stroke comp 1, it'll only show the stroke where it's being covered up by the top layer. So alpha inverted matte stroke comp 1 creates a composition where we can only see what is not being covered up by this layer on top. Does that make sense? So this stroke on top is now just the red stroke from inside of here being revealed because it's fatter than the stroke above it. And if we go to fill right here, we can always drop a fill onto this and make it white. And turn on our original main number comp. And there you go. Something like that. Now remember, because all of this is being built through main number comp, the original number that we typed out, these are layer styles. These are strokes around a layer style. So if this layer changes on the inside, this stroke will change, which means everything on the outside will change, which creates a template. So jump into here, let's type my name. It's a little too large. Composition settings, we can actually make the composition a little wider. Type my name, get a number template. We have to make all the compositions a little bigger, which is unfortunate. Anything that's new, to make it a little bigger. Width. Still got another one to do, this one right here. Width. Boom. We now have my name being stroked. Somewhere in here, my name is not large enough. Yeah, this one right here. Make sure the composition. Maybe we shouldn't crop to region of interest next time, so we don't have to worry about that. Almost done. There's still one more. The only thing left to do is make this, the original stripes, a little larger. So go into, here's the stripes right here. You can see it needs to be a little larger. So let's scale it up a little bit. And go into our repeater. More copies, and we'll offset them a little bit. And what we can do is hit P on our keyboard, and we can just position it a little bit. Give it a little motion. Number template. And we have this really wicked name that pops out. Now I hope that's not too confusing. It's kind of cool. Let's give this a little play. But the way it's made is you can retype anything. So I can type change number here. I can type. Let's make this font a little smaller. Move it inside this composition. Boom. Vinzart. Now, if you're really fancy, I already know a way in my head to, you know, make a color controller to make this completely colorable. It doesn't have to all be white. Like the top layer could be. Yeah, I know, DOS. This is like a little more advanced on like I just like track matte theory and how to like layer stuff to make it work. But I know a way in my head that we could actually use fills in a color controller to make this completely color controllable. So basically, this is the top one. Like this wouldn't have to be, you know, this could be a completely different color. Like you could make everything like the stripes different colors. I think it gets confusing right around this stroke part. Because the way it works is if I did an outside stroke out here on these layers, if instead of these being stroked on the inside, because when I'm track matting, these two right here, like see this alpha inverted track mat? Let's just like get a new shape. We'll just do two shapes here. So you got a shape. Got another shape. Make it green. The way track mat works is shape layer or shape 1 is this blue one. Alpha mat shape layer 2 means this layer will only show when it's under this layer. So as long as it's under that square right there, it'll show. I can move this top layer around. See this top layer right here? It's invisible now. It's been turned off. Shape layer 1 will reveal itself when it's under it. Now, if we do alpha mat inverted, it will only show when it's not under that layer. So if I move this from under that, yeah. You got it. You got it. Now with these, if I put strokes like this is a stroke on this one. Hey, a stroke on this one. It's like the blue stroke right here. I'm using the same concept with alpha mat on these two layers to reveal only the outside fatter stroke. Everything else on the inside gets covered up. So here's the stroke right here that I used to make that happen. So the blue stroke is this little dark area, but because it's hidden right there, it's turned off. Alpha inverted, the layer below it, It's only showing the outside. And I just put a fill on it to turn it white. It used to be red. There's that red stroke right there. And here's the original blue. If I turn it off, the fill is white, changes it to a white stroke on the outside. The only reason I had to pre-compose these two layers to do that is because if I do the stroke on these two layers on the outside, Alpha Matte doesn't work on a stroke as a layer style. It ignores it. That's why I put these inside of pre-comps, did the stroke on the inside, go back out to the main composition, where Alpha Matte will treat it as just a layer. It's just treating it as a part of this layer, no longer a layer style. The layer style is on the inside. I think that makes sense. It's a little confusing. Totally works in my head. I get it. But yes, so I got a couple projects coming out. Then this is a really, really, really awesome like After Effects template. Like just different art style. You can actually go in to the main text and like completely change it to anything you want. I mean, so I could go in here, change the font. Babus Nude, my favorite font, whatever. Change this font style. And boom, it's like, it's everywhere. You know, not everybody can live in the Matrix where you can be like, teach me how to fly a helicopter and do it. But yeah, this is like a wicked cool composition. You will be seeing it in a video, and I'm going to completely make some pretty cool stuff with this. I think I'll make a template with a with the transition. So go into the transition. I got a lot of compositions in here now. Then there you go. Go into the transition. Boom. Where you can take this, have your thing. Thanks, Cass. That's awesome, man. Love the subscribers. Got to give some love. And then have this as a transition file you can download. And included in that will be, I'm going to animate it a little more. The number template right here. Create a color controller. Make it customizable. You know, everything, the works. I know we are almost at 3K, and I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I got some pretty cool ideas for a new giveaway. I think about giving away the exact mic that I use for live streaming would be a good idea. So we're going to have a template where you have this, and it's going to like animate in. It's going to be kind of cool. Different little stuff on the animation. Because really, if you jump into here, and if I drop one of my pre-composed animators on here, let's see. It's like this. What does this look like? Oh dang, that's pretty crazy. We'll let that render out for a second. Yeah, Cass Corpse. Coops? I think it's Coopers. Cass Coopers. My screen resolution's so small it's hard to read the names. But every 1,000 subscribers, I do a giveaway. So right now we're working on MX Master Mouse giveaway. I'll link you the giveaway special right now so you can just sign up for it. Jump in here. Da-da-da-da. Boom. Watch this. It doesn't matter. I'll ship anywhere in the world. It's called Amazon Prime. You can sign up. Where are you located? UPS pretty much takes things anywhere, so you shouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, so make a template out of this, which would be really cool. Yeah. Portugal? Oh, come on. I can ship stuff there. Just sign up. You might win. You never know. But it's a worldwide competition, so who cares? So yeah, a template for this, where it's going to be included in the transition and the logo reveal, or your name reveal, or whatever. Which would be pretty cool, pretty cool. And then also, we have the YouTube lower thirds that is getting built still. I'll finish that up today. Yes, it is completely random for the winner. But I'm expanding the competitions to where you need a certain passcode to enter the competition, so only my subscribers can enter it. Because only subscribers now can enter it, which works, but like, you know, when I announce a new giveaway, in the giveaway announcements, I'll say a 4-digit PIN number or something, you know, like the number 3004 or something, you know, and that's like the number you have to type in to enter the competition, because you have to watch the video to enter it, right? You can't just be anyone. So it'll narrow down the entries, so it's more likely that my people that watch the most will get to win. So make it a little easier on everybody. And as the channel grows, I'll be able to do more and more giveaway stuff, which is pretty cool. So everybody, before we end the stream for the night, and I go off and make some actual, you know, professional videos, we have the YouTube lower thirds template being built, which is pretty cool. It's going to come along with a freebie, which is the YouTube, this one right here, but then the YouTube lower third plus, which is this, which is going to be a lower thirds template that you can download for your own leisure. You can download it for free with the promo code Why You Do This. So use this promo code to download for free. Hop over onto my website if you haven't already and subscribe to my newsletter, because as soon as I launch the template, you will be able to download that template for free, because you'll get an email from me. And yes, Das, I will reply with the edit of your project. No problem. Also, we have another template from Vin's art that is going to be built. Vin, don't worry. When I'm done, I'll send it to you because it was your idea. We're going to be calling the template Vin's art, which is really great. So Vin made this really awesome transition composition. I'll make a full tutorial on how to make it, I think, which would be great. And then at the same time, we are going to, where it is, change number here. We have this, which will be a template for everyone to download. Yeah, but don't worry. I'll make sure I'll email you this project file when I'm done. So it was your idea, so no problem. But I'm going to work on it a little bit. And you guys can decide on the promo code right now to download it for free. Just type something in the chat, and I'll write it down to be the promo code. And if you're new to here, as always, like I said before, hop over to my website, maxwellridgeway.com. Don't need the /create thing. maxwellridgeway.com. Scroll down to the bottom. Subscribe to the newsletter. So Cass, since you're new here, just subscribe to the newsletter so you'll get the emails about these templates that get released and the promo codes to download them for free. Because I do have an online store where we make some cool stuff. You know what? I think the promo code is going to be this. Vin for the win. Or something like that. So write that down, Vin for the win. You'll be able to download this template for free, which is going to be really, really awesome. And finally, before we finish, get this little safe. Got a lot of files in here now. We got big titles. Yes, Vin, that is the promo code. Vin for the win. You'll be getting the project file anyways, so who cares? So we got this template right here. It's called Big Titles. I'll put it in the store when I get a chance. If we go to our main compositions or our title overview, it is a bunch of different reveals for your videos. So we got this, which is pretty cool. Let's let this render out and see if we can do something with it. I think this one's pretty cool right down here. Yeah, look at this. Pretty cool. It's kind of like I don't know. It's not like a lower third template. It's more like just something cool to have for your videos. So, you know, if you're like playing some new hot game or something, these could pop out for big wins or something. It'll be in the store. On this, I actually made this a while back. I just never really did anything with it. This was... I probably spent 2 or 3 days on it, like I do on most things. Make it here and there, try to think of cool things to make, stuff like that. Yep, I have a bunch of freebies and a bunch of non-freebies. It's a cool way that I can support the channel, have a little store of my own, so we can keep making videos and I can keep releasing free projects. So let's go over here to my site. I'll show it to you really quick. And store animation. Boom. And here we go. Got a bunch of stuff. Now, people always kind of complain, like, why do I got to put in credit card information for the free stuff? It's just built into the store. It lets me know who's downloading what. I never see any credit card information. It's built through an online secure system like PayPal. I never see any information. And all the free stuff, you don't even have to put any credit card information in. You can put zeros. It doesn't matter. You can go to add the cart, like the Stranger Things template. So if you know that show on Netflix, Stranger Things, really, really awesome. I made a completely controllable Stranger Things title intro template, which is pretty neat. But they're all really cheap. I mean, so a while back we made this really awesome template called the Gaming Lower Thirds Plus. And with the promo code Kitten Tacos, you could download it for free when I first posted it. Now it's $6, not a big deal. I think you still have to put your address in for the free stuff, but it doesn't really matter because, I know everyone who downloads this. I know how many downloads I have on Stranger Things through the store, so it lets me know it's popular, which is really cool. It lets me know what's really hitting for people, what they really like, so I can keep making more things like that. But anyways, right now, as always, 40% off any order over $10. So if you want to get a couple different things, like, boom, my logo animation you see in every single video, and the Gaming Lower Thirds Plus template. Check out with the promo code and get like almost half off. So it's really cheap, cheaper than any other animation out there, which is really, really awesome. So that's the store. And here's the giveaway. Giving this away, so get out there, download it, have some fun. So yeah, over the weekend I'll be posting these projects, hopefully. I'm going to finish up the YouTube Lower Thirds Plus template. Big Titles is going up. And I'll think of a promo code for Big Titles on my own to get it for free. And I'll be making a template with this. And finishing up the YouTube Lower Thirds template. So, master comp. So we got this right here. And these are going with tutorials too. So I'm posting some videos as well on how to make this stuff. So I have a whole tutorial already edited and ready to post about making this lower thirds right here. So that should be pretty cool. And also it comes with a free file. You can download the tutorial file. No big deal at all. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, I had a good one. Sign up for the newsletter to make sure you get all these files for free. Other than that, catch you guys next time. It's been fun. And yeah, that's about it. Peace.